what I wanted to share first, I guess, is that um, what I notice for myself when there is a shift into the next step of evolution in my life, there is something that I'm being asked to let go of what was previously in my life before, because the energy of it, or the interaction of it, the way that existed cannot be taken with me to where I'm going. It cannot be supported there. It's incompatible with this new plane of existence where I'm called to go in my heart. So with that, there might come a lot of confusion or doubt or emotions, or also strong fears, because the fear is connected to that previous way of life, our habit or our connections with others or something in our life as it was. And so it's calling us back to sort of like creating fear of like, how can you live without me? Like, you better come back. And uh, yeah, because like you are starting to cross the line of where that reality can live in. So for myself, I found that it is in a way a test of my decision of like, am I actually wanting to move on into the next evolution I can already perceive and feel in my being, it feels as a lighter state. It's more expansive, it's more free, it's more light, it's more exciting. And so that kind of boundary of fear or worry or any kind of doubt or emotions exists to test me, to see like, do I want to go forward and let go of this, or do I want to come back and sort of like come back into the comfort of existing in a certain way I knew how to before. And oftentimes we are tempted to go back because at least that's what we know. At least we know how to be that person, how to interact in that way, where we usually go, what we usually do in that reality. And yeah, and where we are moving on to is usually unknown. It's like we don't know. It's like, like how can we let something go if we don't know what's going to be next in our life? So this is where the question of trust comes in, of like, even when we don't know, can we trust our heart that it knows the way, that for some reason it is guiding us, for some reason it's telling us like, that is the way to go. It's giving us that like soft feelings of like, that, like I really want to go there, like it just feels good to go there, to make that step, even when we don't know how it's gonna evolve. And oftentimes we don't see the big picture. We can't, because it's a play of life. It's all dynamic. You cannot choose the path by like it's already being made for you. It's happening as you go. So there is no right or wrong path. There is just the path is always being created and co-created in with all of our choices and experiences. And when we choose a hard path, I find that it is much more fulfilling. It's like, even like you don't have to know what's going to be in 10 steps ahead if this next step already feels good. Like, this is what we usually want. We usually want to feel good and feel happy, feel free and fulfilled and connected. And why do we always place all of that feeling states into the future? Like, first we need to do this, and make all these steps, and like, think how it's gonna be like, and make sure everything is right before we go on that path. And that path in our head will take us someplace that feels the way we want to feel. But what if we make it much more close to where we are right now? And what if we take all that distance away right now? And we like, right now, this, like, I can feel already the freedom and the joy, even if it's just a small like a small vibration of that for a moment, even if I can only feel that much of expanse in my system, what if I choose that instead of going into fear or contraction or the mind telling me it's not enough, like I need to figure it out better than what I know right now, like, and whatever the mind can give us, any ideas that don't really feel good, it's only a distraction usually from feeling good right now. And what I found for myself as well is I have a choice what I'm thinking. Even if the thought comes to me, it doesn't mean I have to take that. It doesn't mean that this is my thought. It doesn't mean that this is the truth. It doesn't mean that the thought comes from the right place. If it doesn't feel right or good or uplifting to what I want to feel, how I want to live, I can just let it go. I can just, with love too, it's like I can love that thought and see that thought and be like, wow, cool, interesting perspective, but I actually don't choose that. I actually gonna choose different thought that feels much better. And you can also reverse the thought. If something, like the thought comes to you and it's like, for example, I'm not gonna have enough money to survive like in the next month, and so I need to go back to how I was before, and it's like, oh, it doesn't really feel good, right? So you can reverse it to like, I don't know how, but the universe will support me. I will have as much resources of money that might come in different ways. It doesn't have to be in specific way, but I know I'm gonna be supported. I know that, and it feels good. It feels good in our heart. So it must be true. It must be something that's available to us if we choose that. So for myself, I've been learning to navigate this in much more conscious way, because I remember this shifts happened in my life before as well, when I was called to step into the more expanded state and let go of something in my life. And that usually also contained very strong emotions of fear and what people think of me and all of that stuff. And before, and I couldn't really figure it out very well then, but I still felt the pull in my heart and I still went for it. And it always turned out to be good. It always turned out to be like that was the right decision to do. Because from this new person who I became, I see that this suits me much better than who I was before the shift, which also served the purpose, but we are always called to expand and become more of who we really are. And so now I can navigate that with much more awareness of what is actually happening. By having that awareness, that is much more easy and supportive, even when I still feel that fear come in or those thoughts come in. I can now choose with more awareness how I'm gonna respond or what I'm gonna choose. So this is the path right now for me that I'm learning to navigate, and I just wanted to make this video because I think it might be helpful for someone, and also it's helpful for me as well to just express myself, to just share from this moment where I find myself to be right now, just share what's going on. And yeah, without any stories, but just the energetics and whatever wants to be shared in the moment, that's what I allow to be shared. So yeah, I don't think that there is anything else that I want to share right now. So this is it for this moment. There might be something else and I'm gonna make another video, but yeah, I wish you all the best and much awareness and light on your journey, knowing that it's all possible. Whatever you feel called to is great. It is there for a reason. Your heart wants it because it knows it's possible and it's good. So yeah, so take care. I'll see you soon. Bye.